things that I don't actually know.
See what we can do.
Car dealerships, like why the same car can cost different prices. Like, why do I have to negotiate?
Dealerships are independent businesses, not manufacturers. Franchise laws require traditional car manufacturers to sell new vehicles through independently owned dealerships rather than directly to consumers. Once a dealership buys cars from the manufacturer, those vehicles become the dealership's inventory, and from that point on, the dealership decides what price to sell them for. And each dealership will approach this differently because they'll have different overhead costs, rent, payrolls, and local competition to factor into their pricing. Dealerships often use negotiation and flexible pricing to charge different customers different prices based on what the market will bear, which economists call price discrimination. And of course, the seller wants to extract the maximum amount of money that each buyer is willing to pay. That's capitalism, folks.
How does the bar of soap not get dirty?
Water and oil normally don't mix, but soap bridges this gap because a bar of soap is made up of billions of tiny molecules, each of which has a water-loving end called hydrophilic and an oil-loving, water-repelling end called hydrophobic. When you lather the soap up, the oil-loving end sticks to the grease and grime on your skin while the water-loving end stays in the water. And as you scrub, millions of these molecules scram the grease, trapping it inside tiny clusters called micelles, with the water-loving ends facing outward. Because the outside of these clusters love water, they can be rinsed away, carrying the grease and dirt down the drain. So the dirt isn't actually destroyed, it's just removed from your skin and washed away. Also, a bar of soap doesn't permanently become dirty because each time it's used, a thin outer layer dissolves in the water and washes away, which leaves fresh soap underneath. And that was a soap opera of an explanation.
Dust. I could track in no dirt. I could be out of town for a month and somehow the dust finds a way into your house.
Dust is a complex cocktail of particles drifting in from both inside and outside your home. Every time you open a window, walk through the front door, or bring in groceries, you're inviting in microscopic outdoor particles. This includes dirt tracked in on your shoes, tree and flower pollen, soot from car exhaust, and microscopic particles from nearby construction, and so on. And most of the other dust is generated inside your home, and that's a mixture of lint and fibers shed from your clothes, carpets, curtains, furniture, and so on. Then there's also pet and human dander and insect fragments, as in microscopic bits of decomposed bugs and the droppings of dust mites that feed on the dander. And that brings me to the end of that sweeping explanation.
Software. Like, what really is software?
Software is basically a set of invisible instructions that tells a computer exactly what to do. If you think of a computer or a smartphone as a human body, the physical machine is the screen, the battery, and the chips. That's the hardware. And the software is the mind, as in thoughts, logic, and instructions that bring the machine to life. Software is created by programmers who write code using specific languages, and this code is essentially a highly detailed recipe book. At the lowest level, computers execute machine instructions that are represented in binary, i.e. ones and zeros, using patterns of electrical signals inside electrical circuits.
Hope that helps. Great questions. Keep asking questions and never stop learning.